Hello, I'm Rupert Verco, CEO of Cobra Resources. Welcome to our Woodlark project update, where I want to discuss with you the results of the November 21 Clarke RC drilling program. Firstly, I'd like to touch on Cobra's exploration approach. The company is currently executing a three-pronged approach to provide shareholders with a very strategic exposure to a range of exploration targets, and they're composed of three components. Our project is underpinned by our existing 211,000 ounce gold resource base, and we plan on building this through defining extensional opportunities, near deposit opportunities, and maturing the current 22 defined gold in Clarke anomalies that exist across the land tenure. This Clarke drilling program has defined a considerable opportunity to follow or to expose rare earth elements that are occurring within the saprolite zone that sits above our current gold mineralisation. And there is a significant opportunity to be able to expand on the current defined footprint of rare earths, and we can adopt this in our current exploration strategy without changing our approach. It provides us a very unique industry perspective, combining this with gold in a mineral resource, and we see that we have a very low cost opportunity to be able to convert rare earth discovery into a maiden dual resource with our existing gold reserves. And then on top of this, we have our high value IOCG targets. These targets are maturing on the back of our geophysics work that we did late last year, and they're low cost targets owing to their relatively shallow depths, and they potentially have very high rewards for shareholders in the company. These targets are now ready for drill testing, and we look forward to getting into testing them in this year. Some background on the project for new people to the company. The Woodlark project comprises 5 granted tenements, and we have 1 tenement application to the west of that area that is currently under application. Our project is located within the world-class Gawler Craton, a tier 1 mining jurisdiction that plays host to some significant IOCG deposits and offers significant exploration potential for a range of commodities. Our project straddles 3 very structurally significant geological domains, being the Cleve, the Kultana, and the Neutz domains. And these structural positions are very deep-rooted contacts that extend into the Moho, and we believe are very prospective for further mineral exploration. The local area has excellent infrastructure, and community support for our exploration activities has been sensational. The project has an existing royalty of 1.5 net smelter return that was originally developed by Newcrest and has been part of a recent sale from Newcrest to Alta Strategies that was a combined package deal that was sold recently for a combined total of $37.5 million US. The project is currently run under a farm-in agreement with Andromeda Minerals, where Cobra stands to earn 75% earning by spending $5 million in exploration activities. Currently, Cobra is entitled to 65% of the project, and we're on our way to earning that 75%. Some background on our exploration activities and what has led to the Clarke drilling program. In November 20, we had some significant intercepts at Clarke, including 31 meters at 3.06 grams. Last year, we executed a fairly significant Pathfinder drilling program targeting saprolite, where we were identifying pathfinder elements that represent gold mineralization with depth. It was at this point that we defined the rare earth opportunity, and we also defined a fairly significant 1.1 kilometre anomalous gold in saprolite anomaly associated with existing drilling success at Clarke. So what we aimed to do in our RC program was to test the continuity of that gold mineralisation at Clarke and follow that pathfinder trend. What are the outcomes of our program been? We've managed to increase the strike of gold mineralisation from 200 metres to over 400. Some work that we've done with some government bodies has helped us improve the mineralogical and structural understanding of the gold lodes and the controls on the mineralisation at Clarke. And we hope that this will improve future drill targeting at Clarke and help lead to a maiden resource estimate. In this drilling, we've also made a fairly significant discovery of clay-hosted rare earths within the weathered saprolite region, and this is within close proximity to and above our existing gold mineralisation. The rare earth intercepts have been highly desirable. They're fairly significant in width and grade, and the drilling to date has unconstrained that mineralisation, and we see a significant opportunity to be able to significantly extend this mineralisation extent well and truly beyond Clarke, beyond or over the top of our existing gold resources, and regionally across our mineral exploration tenements. So some of the highlights of the program include 33 metres at 1.03 gold, that's inclusive of 9 metres at 2.09 grams. This intercept was intercepted in the northernmost transect and is open to the northwest, where we believe the continuity of mineralisation is likely to follow a magnetic high anomaly. Other highlights include 96 metres at 0.55, drilled 25 metres to the north of CBRC 009, which had the 31 metre intercept last year. Hole 43 also intercepted 20 metres at 1.5 grams and demonstrated some nice continuity of high-grade gold. Another 50 metres to the northwest of 43, hole 42 intercepted 19 metres at 0.79 grams per tonne gold, with an additional or inclusive 5 metres at 2.62 grams. The central line or central transect of fenced holes did not intercept any significant gold. We have several geological indicators that support that the gold mineralisation has been offset by a regionally significant fault, and this has been further supported by the alteration chemistry that's been demonstrated in the high logger analysis. So some of the rare earth intercepts are regionally significant, and we're very excited about them. The average true width of the mineralised intercepts is 18.7 metres, and the average total rare earth oxide grade of those intercepts is just under 600 ppm. There are several very high grade intervals that exist within these intercepts, 9.4 metres at 1030 ppm total rare earth oxide, and several others that are above 1000, and the highest 1 metre intercept grade was not over 9000 ppm total rare earth oxide. What is total rare earth oxide and why are we excited about it? Well, total rare earth oxides are globally critical minerals that are essential in achieving the global transition to renewable energies to enable us to offset or transition to a low carbon economy. Currently, a significant portion, approximately 75% of all rare earth minerals are produced out of China, and there are geopolitical concerns about securing environmentally and ethically produced rare earths going forwards. Rare earths have very unique metallurgical properties, and they're critical in producing permanent magnets that are used in electric vehicles and wind turbines, and they're seen as a significant growth commodity where demand will outdo supply for the next 10 years. What are our valuable rare earths, and how much of them do we have? So we have praseodymium, neodymium, terbium, dysprosium. They're the main rare earth elements that constitute what we would say are magnet rare earths. And China currently really dominates supply, and there is a focus from large political groups to diversify potential supply and source from in both primary and secondary sources. Atmos Intelligence forecasts the increase in magnet rare earth consumption to increase by nearly $13 billion by 2030. If you look at the graph produced by Atmos that demonstrates all the uses for rare earths, we see that produced by volume, permanent magnets equate for 35% of rare earth output, but that equates to 91% of the obtained value to rare earths. On to results, and to demonstrate where our rare earths sit in proximity to our gold. So this section A has our significant 96-metre intercept of 0.55 grams. That is drilled to the north of CBRC 09, which sits off section. And what we see here is a significant zone of mineralisation of rare earths within the saprolite region. Why is this significant? Well, the saprolite region is the weathered zone of the granite, and we have done work to validate what the style of mineralogy is, and the work that we've done to date supports that the rare earths are absorbed to the clay, which is a very positive metallurgical property to be able to have low-cost extraction from rare earths. Section B demonstrates some interesting components. Here we have 43 metres at 669 ppm TREO with high-grade intercepts at 15 and 10 metres above 800 ppm. What we see over the ore zone through here, and where we see a reduction in the intervals of rare earths, is where we interpret a fault offset to occur. So this has had some influence on the extent of the rare earths. We also have a 37-metre intercept at 625 ppm, where our 1 metre at 9,024 ppm TREO exists. This is one of the highest grade intercepts that's been reported within Australia to an IAC clay deposit. Or should I say target. Section C, we see in hole 50 our additional gold intercept on that northern transect, 33 metres at 1.03, with a high grade intercept 9 metres 2.09. Above it, we don't see a lot of significant rare earths. That's not to mean they're not there. The nature of rare earths, they can be quite mobile, and they will absorb to clays with greater properties that will accept the absorption. Regardless, 8 metres at 783 in hole 51 is a relatively significant intercept, and we see that intercept grow as we look to the east in 52. Down in the south, this is the most southern section that we have drilled. Unfortunately, we didn't intercept any gold. However, we have a fairly significant rare earth oxide intercept, 17 metres at 920 ppm. For any rare earth player, that is an exceptional hole and presents some true value to a rare earth resource. So where does the value in those rare earths lie? So obviously, and what do our results mean in context to other deposits? And is our rare earth basket assemblage valuable? So work that we've done, or the CSIRO have done for us, has confirmed through X-ray diffraction that our mineralogy is associated or supports ion adsorption clay style mineralogy. And what we're seeing is those intercepts are relatively enriched in high value rare earths, being those magnet rare earths. So our current basket assemblage, if you look at the two pie charts, the one at to the top is the average assemblage of the rare earth lanthanide elements for the average intercept. What we see is a magnet rare earth composition equating to roughly 30%. The bottom basket assemblage is the high grade 1 metre at 9,024 ppm. And what that is showing is a considerable enrichment in those higher value magnet rare earths. So this intercept contains almost or over 46% magnet rare earths. And I think it's important to understand that this program was designed with a focus on gold, and these rare earths have come as an accessory of our exploration work. Some key points that demonstrate some true value with this rare earth find is that the overburden to intercept ratio is relatively low. So that means when we're talking about an 18.7 metre intercept, the overburden average is around 22 metres. So there is relatively low strip potential to be able to access those rare earths. The intercept widths and grades are very comparable to other rare earth projects, iron absorbed clay projects that are currently of considerable market interest and market value. We also believe that we have significant regional potential with rare earths. So we've defined through that Pathfinder drilling up to almost 2,000 ppm TREO at our IOCG targets, and that is within the first 2 metres of the saprolite. So we believe if we target our exploration to focus, or we target rare earths in our exploration, we can significantly improve on grade and basket values with a more targeted approach. So why we're really excited around this discovery of the rare earth mineralisation at Clarke is the mineralisation that we've defined now covers 0.5 of a square kilometre, so not a significant footprint, but the average true thickness and the grade are relatively significant when we look at the rare earth ion absorbed clay project market. It's important to note that the rare earth mineralisation remains open in all directions. What we're looking at here with the upper graph is some of the rare earth market main players, particularly Australia focused. The red 3 bar graphs represent hard rock projects where the rare earth grades are generally very high, but metallurgically they're very challenging to recover. The darker bar graphs represent iron adsorbed clay projects Ionic Rare Earths have a project in Uganda. American Rare Earths are ASX listed, but a project in America. And Australian Rare Earth Minerals were recently listed in Australia. It's worth noting that AR3, Australian Rare Earths, have the only IAC hosted rare earth resource in Australia, and that's also located in South Australia. So what we're looking at this graph is the enterprise value of those companies compared to their current mineral resources for rare earth oxide tonnage outputs. And so what we see here is the evaluation that the market is putting on those rare earth resources, and that's fairly substantial. So there is significant opportunity for Cobra to establish a maiden rare earth resource on the back of this Clarke discovery, which we perceive has significant value due to the location of the project and the association with our current gold assets. If we look at our project and the current discovery, we see a very easy opportunity to considerably increase our current rare earth footprint. So we have a significant amount of drilling over our other gold prospects and our current gold resources, and we have access to retained pulps that we can analyse for those rare earths through the saprolite zone. And this will enable us to increase our analysis of rare earths from the Clarke discovery at 0.5 kilometres to over 10 square kilometres. And we can execute very cost effectively a very regional exploration strategy targeting rare earths at a very low cost. So there is ability to be able to grow a very substantial rare earth resource very effectively and very efficiently. So the opportunity for rare earths isn't constrained to just Clarke, Baggy Green, Barnes, our existing gold assets. The tenement scale opportunity is significant. We've got very positive indicators of elements associated with the rare earths in multi-element chemistry across other prospect targets. And we also have very significant saprolite weathering profiles that demonstrate that rare earth mobilization from the granites is potentially very high. So if we look at where Clarke sits, this is Clarke, Baggy Green to the south, and Barnes over to the west. We have an average saprolite thickness of 40 to 50 metres, and it increases to 50 to 60 over the Baggy Green deposit. And then when we look at the granitic contact aureoles between these orange zones, which is the Hiltebus suite, and traditionally the Hiltebus suite is enriched in light rare earths, and the much older Archean age Sleaford complex granites, which are more enriched in the heavier rare earths. And so we believe that where we see increased saprolite depth on some of these contacts in historic drilling, we believe that they're ideal exploration targets to target high grade IAC hosted rare earth oxides. So we believe this is putting the Woodlark project in a very unique opportunity. Iron absorption clay projects, the mineralisation is highly desirable as it has a very low cost, whilst they're low grade to other hard rock deposits, they are very desirable due to their metallurgical properties, and providing they produce a very balanced basket of rare earth elements, there's considerable market value to them. If you look at our project and the Clarke results to date, our basket is very comparable to market peers, and fairly unique in that we have that association with our gold mineralisation. At present, China dominates world supply. There is only one rare earth ionic clay deposit in Australia that's located in South Australia. The Woodlark project offers a very unique opportunity to vertically integrate iron-adsorbed clay mineralisation with previously defined gold resources that currently underpin the project. And those combined have the potential to leverage project economics going forward. There is a growing requirement for rare earth minerals to be sourced both environmentally to environmental standards and to be ethically mined. We're operating in a jurisdiction that is favourable to those standards, and we are poised to be able to develop the project and capitalise on the forecast market growth. We have excellent nearby infrastructure and we have ports nearby. So rare earths are obviously strategically important, and the growing demand is being driven by a global transition to green energy and decarbonisation. We believe that we can put in place a very cost-effective strategy to define a maiden, or to be able to further define additional rare earth mineralisation across our project and work towards defining a maiden iron-adsorbed clay resource with significant upside. A dual commodity mining approach is very desirable, not only in terms of economics, but also environmental footprint, as we would reduce the disturbance area of mining to recover two valuable commodities. So in summary, we have a three-pronged strategy in play. We're working on growing our existing 211 ounce gold resource. We're doing this through defining extensions to our current resources and testing our regional anomalies. And we have a strategic pathway to work towards a 1 million ounce resource. We're capitalising on our recent discovery at Clarke, where we believe we have a market advantage to potentially be the sole complementary IAC, rare earth and gold resource. We have a favourable basket with enriched magnet rare earths, and we believe we have significant regional potential to be able to grow our rare earth footprint. And then we have our high value IOCG targets that exist within the compelling heartland of IOCGs, the Gawler Craton. These targets are all untested with walk-up drill potential. They're very shallow targets, so they represent a very low cost, high value target that we believe we'll be able to test with cheap or cheaper reverse circulation drilling. And these three components are going to make up our 2022 exploration focus, which we hope to be able to define in further detail to you in due course. Thank you for your time.